Good morning, guys, Unfrequented World, and I just wanted to do a quick update on the dealer BMU reset that I had done a week ago. Turns out that it wasn't a full reset, so that's the point of this update. Miscommunication again. I'm not sure why, but if you guys are familiar with the previous attempt back in June, it took me 3 times of going to the dealer before they actually had the car reset. The first 2 times I experienced slight gains in amp hours, but over the course of a week I would lose that amperage, and finally on the 3rd trip in they got it right. They actually got everything reset back up to 38 amp hours. Over the course of the next 4 months I then dropped back down to 36 point whatever it was I reported in the last video, and when I called the dealer to set up my fall appointment, my service manager asked me, "Did Japan contact you?" And I said, "No, they did not." And he said, "Well, I've been informed that they are going to do the BMU resets on your car." And I said, "Okay, great." And then he went on to say, "We did one for another guy yesterday." So that made it sound to me like, hey, Japan is taking ownership of this issue and they're doing the BMU resets when people need them. So I brought the car in a couple of days later, and immediately upon arriving, the girl at the counter asked me what I was there for. She gave me this service A, BS crap again. I said, "No, I don't want any service, whatever, that I don't know what it is." I said, "I just want a tire change, an oil change, and I'm supposed to get a BMU reset. And you guys are going to be covering that." And immediately she said, "We're not covering that. That is not free." And I said, "Well, the service manager told me it was." So I told her to go ahead. I said, "Just put it down, get the service done." I said, "That's what I'm here for. We'll deal with it when the service manager comes back." So sure enough, that night when I went in, picked up the car, I should show you guys the receipt because it's very annoying. Actually, I will. I'm going to dig that out and show you guys the invoice. And as you guys can see down here, Service A. So they still did a Service A. Replace air filter, which I had to ask them for. They've never been done in a year and a half. And I told them, I said, "I don't think these have been done. Please inspect and do that." So again, but if we look here, 0 charge, 0 charge, 0 charge. This third one down here is recommended maintenance by Mitsubishi Canada, battery recharge, okay? There are no numbers for this. 3 totals. Again, it just says 0. Now, they used credits that I had. So in this instance, I actually had $200 in credit. If you guys remember the whole winter tire fiasco, that's on the channel. I had those credits. I had never used them. So the service manager, Don, said, I told him, use those credits. They still didn't give me a bill saying how much of the credits they had used. And when I asked Don, I said, "Well, I need to know. I'd like to know what I have left for credits." He looked it up on the computer and told me, but he said, "Don't worry about it. I sent you an invoice." Well, the invoice I got on the computer was the exact same as what I just showed you guys. 0, 0, 0. So there's no information on there. So I'm frustrated. We've been over that before where I can't actually get this service with this number was provided following these procedures. That's what everybody wants, including myself. I can't get that from them. They just say battery recharge. Bottom line with this story is the battery, the BMU was not reset. The car is was sitting at 37 amp hours the day of this procedure. I don't know what it's at now. There's some good news, guys. It's actually been 6 days. My mistake. Tomorrow will be 1 week. We haven't dropped. We're still at 37 amp hours since they did this procedure, which was not a full reset. So many reports are coming in from you guys all over Canada, some from the United States, even some from Sweden and elsewhere, stating their dealers are not doing free BMU resets. So I guess in this case, as I mentioned in the last video, the squeaky wheel was getting the grease, and that was simply my case that they were talking about. And they didn't make that clear to me. They didn't say, "Hey, we're doing this just for you." You know, so that I appreciate it. It's hard to come off not being an asshole because I appreciate that they're doing it for me, but that's not the solution I'm after. The solution I'm after is for Japan to take ownership of this problem that a few guys such as Andy in Australia and myself have brought to the forefront. Many other guys on the forums as well. We just seem to have better luck doing it video style. A lot of hard work from a lot of good people has gone into this. It is an acknowledged problem now, acknowledged by everyone except Mitsubishi Japan, and it's very frustrating to me. So in other news, I know a guy who, let's call him Bob, owns a 2018 North American PHEV, who may have tried the D-Easy method 6 times on his vehicle. And let's just say it does not work on North American vehicles. Follow the steps, guys. It's only about a 20-second procedure. And the D-Easy method, you can look that up on a couple channels, including EV Unplugged. Unplugged EV. I always mix that up. Andy in Australia has a video specifically how to do that, and there are other videos online. Doesn't work on Bob's 2018 PHEV. The reset, everything happens, the car turns off, turns back on, but on the dash you do not get BMU Reset. It will wipe out all your charging timers, but other than that, it does not reset the BMU, and the battery amperage would stay the same. Say if it was at 37, it would stay at 37. So, yeah. I think what I'm going to do in the future, learning from Bob's experience, is purchase a MUT device and look at resetting this myself. Because to be told they're going to cover it, and then to show up and be told they're not going to cover it, then have to wait for a bill and not get any explanation of the bill. It's all frustrating. It's all anxiety creating. It's not a smooth thing for me. To take a vehicle in and drop it off for a full day, a 7-hour procedure, not acceptable to me. I can do this in my own garage on a Saturday, probably in 2 hours. In terms of my satisfaction with the PHEV though, guys, I can't stress enough, this is an amazing car, and I don't think I could get the gas mileage, the consumption, the distances on electric, everything I'm super happy with, no problems there. But Japan has alienated me to the point where I'm seriously looking for another vehicle right now. I got 70, I got 80, I got whatever you need for a brand new EV. I couldn't buy another one of these cars. I just can't do it. And they don't seem to understand that guys have the money and are in need of another vehicle or a first vehicle, and because of this issue, we're not going to be buyers. So Japan needs to step up and deal with this. We've been saying this for 1.5 years, and that's kind of part of the reason why I stopped making videos, because I don't have anything else to update you guys on the car, and B, there's no progress dealing with this company. So I'm not going to beat my head against the wall and stress out and give myself an ulcer over this. I'm just going to drive the car, enjoy the car. And when something comes up, I will report on it. And this made me mad enough to have to deal with this. We're going to update your car and reset it. It took them 3 times to figure out how to reset the car. Why then, when I go back 4 months later, they can't seem to remember how to reset the BMU after they told me they were going to do that? And if that was not their intention, and their intention was simply to follow this Canada directive, which is a recharge, they should have made that clear to me, because they know what my expectation as a customer is, and that's I want the full BMU reset. I want my 38 amp hours back. Or as close to as we can get. I understand if there's natural degradation, and there shouldn't be that much. 5 to 8% would be acceptable. If I let this run unchecked, if you're new to the channel, guys, you're going to be somewhere between 15 and 20% battery. I was at 18% after just over a year the first time. Unacceptable. And that's why they were going to do my reset for free, because we caused all these issues, all these problems. Hundreds of thousands of people watch these videos, and guys, it doesn't make one iota of difference. They're willing to address my vehicle because I've got a big mouth. And that's not what I'm about. That's not what this channel or this series is about. I want to fix for everyone. And I got to tell you guys, I'm worn out. It's hard enough fighting my own battle here, because I can't even get what I need for my vehicle done. So that's where I'm at. Stay tuned for the next update. If there's anything that comes up, you guys will be the first to hear about it.